I was working in LA and I was working for a company called Cinema Secrets, and the founder of the company was an Emmy Award winning makeup artist. And I found out that he used to be a barber. He pulled me aside one day and he said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was maybe 18, 19 years old. And I said I wanted to do movies and makeup and, special effects makeup. And he said to me, if you get your hairdressing license, your cosmetology license, you will be able to market yourself better. You will have more skills in your tool belt. And it got me to thinking, not everybody needs their makeup done, but everybody needs a haircut.
Hello, and welcome to the Monilisha Show on Neck Radio, where I discuss natural hair and lifestyle, ranging from sister locks and dreadlocks to natural loose hairs, their creation, maintenance, repair, and other hair goals. My name is Muna Ezodo. Today, I will be discussing the mystery behind rapid hair growth through dreadlocks and more as we dive into the life story of a Toronto-based celebrity hairstylist.
I really get energy from people. I connect with them. It's just part of who I am and how I work. I connect, I listen to people, and I love hearing where people come from and what their story is.
With a Red Seal endorsement in hairstyling and 25 years of experience in the health and education of dreadlocks, and a dreadlocks educator at the iconic Hair Academy in Ontario, Canada, she is the founder of Modlocks Salon and the Modlocks method of dreadlocks education system in Toronto, and the co-founder of Noggin Oil for dreadlocks and braids. She is balls to the wall authentic. Meet Karen Wellington. Hi, Karen. You're welcome to the Monilisha Show.
Thank you, Mona. It's so lovely to meet you.
Same here. I'm so glad that you're on today's show, and it's going to be really interesting because today we are going to be discussing the mystery behind rapid hair growth through dreadlocks. Are you ready for the conversation?
I am very ready for the conversation.
All right. So from having a career as a makeup artist to becoming a world-renowned expert in the care and maintenance of dreadlocks, how has your growth been in the industry these past 25 years of practice?
I love this question because a lot of people don't know that I started out as a makeup artist. And really, my love for visual art, I have an art background. I went to an art school. So I became a makeup artist for the combination of being social while doing art on a human body as a canvas. And where I did my apprenticeship, there was a woman, a hairstylist in the salon, who wanted to start her own lock journey, and Caucasian woman, and she had permed curly hair. And so all the hairstylists were in on her hair, starting out. Nobody knew what they were doing. And then when it came time to maintaining her hair, fixing it at the roots, the other hairstylists were like, gone. They didn't want to do it. And I was one of the apprentices, and she says, come on over here and help me work on my hair. And, when I worked on her hair as an artist, it was a medium. This is the medium I'm working with. This is creating something aesthetically without chemical, and doing it inspired me. It sparked something in me, curiosity, but I didn't really have any experience or connection to locks until that moment. And that was what was the next catalyst into offering dreadlocks and doing it as a service. Mm-hmm. That's the beginning.
Wow, yeah. Interesting. So this happened how many years ago?
Oh dear. Well, I was an apprentice 97 to 99, got my license in 99.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. So you launched your website on the 1st of February, 2016, and you had 6,800 followers on Instagram that year. Fast forward to 2020, your account grew to 25,000 followers, and you were also booked for 2 groundbreaking presentations at the Allied Beauty Association trade show in Toronto. Then COVID-19 pandemic hit the world. How did the rise of the pandemic affect your fast-growing business at that time?
Well, in 2016, I started Modlocks, which was my third brand. And it was really a new perspective on how I was going to show up in the industry as a loctician. And yes, my social media really blew up, and I was on a real fast trajectory. I was going to trade shows. I never made it to the Allied Beauty Association show, the Revel Beauty show, because of COVID. And 2 months after that, the start of the pandemic, my account was hacked and I lost all of those followers. And that was a real awakening to my presentation, how I show up on social media, and my clout. Like, people who didn't know who I was suddenly didn't know anything about me. And I felt like I had to start over, not just by means of physically not working because of the pandemic, but also because of my social media presence disappearing. It was a really hard, a hard restart.
I can imagine. All right, so what is the Modlocks method or the Modlocks technique?
I started out figuring things out, problem solving, well before YouTube, well before social media. And it's just been the progression of problem solving and creating techniques that other people were doing in some capacity in other parts of the world. Like in Thailand, they were using a crochet hook and doing what essentially I was doing. And I'm still creating new tools and new ideas because, like everything in the world, we are moving forward. You can't stay stagnant in anything. You'll just be put into the past. So the Modlocks method is really a hybrid of things that I learned, tools that I have, techniques that I know work. And when I teach my students, it's to provide them with the ability to improvise, the ability to take what they already know. And if I'm telling them something that they do already know, that's a good thing, because that just means that we're on the same page. And if it's something they don't know, they can choose to utilize that information, put it in their back pocket, and bring it out another time. But at least that information is out there. And that's really what the new way of learning is all about. It's collaboration.
What is the mystery behind rapid hair growth through dreadlocks?
So, a little known fact, our hair doesn't grow faster in locks. What happens is our hair sheds and it's essentially stuck in the hair. So when there is a lock or a braid, I call that a constriction, which means that the hair that sheds has nowhere to fall out. And so it accumulates. And essentially, what locks are doing is they are connecting shed hair and linking all the way down the length of the lock. So you can have infinite length, and those hairs might be connecting, which is also why they can have breakage and weak spots, because those hairs are moving in a micro level that you might not see to the naked eye. And I call that nature's haircut. But people always are curious, like, how come somebody can have really long locks, but then when they take them out, their hair only grows to their shoulders or mid back? And that's the reason, is that it's the hair that's linked together, which I think is pretty symbiotic in a way, that everything is connected.
That is true. That's true. Okay, so is this unique to like a particular race?
I don't think it's really, we're talking about the culture. We're talking specifically more about the texture of hair, right? We're talking about whether it's straight, kinky, curly, coily, wavy. And then to take it a step further, we're talking about hair that's fine, very thin, fine texture versus coarse, wiry texture. And all hair locks, it's just about having that constriction at the root to start, how the hair is starting to mat together, to bind together. And the more texture, kink, coil that there is in the hair, the more it works onto itself to mat more naturally, more quickly. With people who have textured hair, kinky, coily, there are benefits to that texture as well. And I really feel that embracing what you have, because there is beauty in all textures of hair, and all textures are represented by all colors of skin, all races around the world. You can find straight hair and black skin and vice versa. And so we're not talking about culture. We're not talking about color of skin. We are talking about texture of hair. And that is the narrative that I'm trying to share with people.
Okay, so are there particular things one can do to induce growth of their dreadlocks?
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of factors to consider. Some things, diet, weather, stress, internal elements, external elements. There are people that will hydrate their scalp in order to facilitate healthier growth. Some people prefer to use particular products or not use products. Everybody has a different answer to that question, to the lifelong problem of how do I get my hair to be healthier? And the answer really is independent of the human, of the individual person, and what you're fueling your body with, and what is your stress environment externally. And that can also change. Your age, as you get older, your body is behaving differently. Your hair is changing. Pregnancy for women and menopause, we don't even talk about that yet. And for men, as they age, right, when their hair is starting to thin, if I actually had the solid answer to hair growth and the prevention of hair loss, I'd probably be a billionaire.
Yeah. Honor your strengths and your weaknesses. A weakness is the perfect opportunity to get creative. You encounter every single person who passes you by or speaks to you for a reason. You may never know why, but life experiences come from even the smallest encounters. Be observant. That is a beautiful quote from Karen Wellington. She is a renowned celebrity hairstylist with 25 years of experience in the beauty industry as an amplifier of modern dreadlocks. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today, Karen.
Thank you, Muna. It was an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed today. Thank you.
Likewise, I had a beautiful encounter with you today on the Moonilicious Show as we discussed the mystery behind rapid hair growth through dreadlocks.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into the Moonilicious Show, where we discuss natural hair and lifestyle. And I hope you enjoyed our conversations and learned a lot about the mystery behind rapid hair growth through dreadlocks. My name is Muna Ezodo. Please follow me on Instagram at Moonilicious Locks and Neck Radio. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Moonilicious Locks and to Neck Radio too. Till my next podcast, bye for now.